How's it going, YouTube? My name is Sure117, and I'm your friendly neighborhood Assyrian gamer. Now, as you can tell from the thumbnails, today we'll be talking about a Switch aftermarket dock. Now, before we actually start with the video, I do like to apologize for the fact that I haven't actually put out as a video as for a while now, actually, and that's because I've been actually traveling. With that being said, it actually has to do with today's product, which is the aftermarket Nintendo Switch dock. Now, I found this out actually as I was kind of looking through Amazon, as obviously every person does. And when I found this out, this was actually perfect for me because, like any other gamer, when I'm usually traveling, I take my Switch with me, and I usually just want to, when I'm on my downtime, I like to just open it up and just play. And like many other gamers, I usually like to travel with like a Switch Pro controller. So a lot of times, I usually like to basically put it back instead of actually using the Joy Cons and just use the Pro controller. And this is actually where this product comes in a lot better because then I can actually hook it up to the TV. But the issue I was having is every time I travel, I wanted to get my dock with me, and when I come back home, I have to basically unpack it and plug it back in and everything, and usually have it set up on one of my three monitors I have on here. Now, one of the things basically one of my friends actually suggested is I get another dock, and there are actually uh, different aftermarket ones. Most of them are usually come in different, varying different prices, and very different actually. I'd say like review wise too. Not necessarily the best idea essentially to do, but I started researching and I actually found the a good one actually with both reasonable prices and reasonable reviews actually. And this one actually is this. Now, what I like about it is the size itself. And it helps me, especially when you're traveling. You can pack it, and this doesn't actually take that much space on there. As you can tell, it shows you basically all the different options you can on it, and this is how it actually comes out. It's actually really neat, really nicely designed, actually, for that matter. And the cool thing about it is it comes with different ports, a 2.0 USB port right here, and on the other side as well. There's also a 3.0 USB port, HDMI, obviously, and a USB-C port for the power for the actual device itself. It also comes with this interesting button on here, and this one I found out that if well, from the instructions obviously, but what it does is actually when you hook up the device to the TV and you have your switch on there, you can actually press this and it switches from the TV back to the switch, and if you press it back from the switch back to the TV. Now, obviously, there are moments when you would need to do that. Like, so say if you have a roommate in your room and they just want to basically watch TV while you're doing, while you're playing, or whatever the other reasons are. That being said, is this thing actually works pretty good, almost as good as the original, and I'll tell you why actually on that. Now, I do have a couple opinions on this. Criticisms at best, but opinions on at least how it looks and everything. Functionality-wise, actually works, like I said, just almost as good as the original one. Look-wise, is I would like to basically have this surface area would have been a little bit wider, just at least to support the screen, so it won't actually be wobbly. Now, this hasn't actually happened to me, so this is just like I said, my opinion on that. Another thing actually on this, it does actually state that it's also compatible with the OLED. Now, I can't state that. I don't have an OLED, so I can't say much about that. I do have the one just before the OLED, and this actually does work with it. Now, the criticism I do have on this, or at least something that I noticed is it doesn't work as smooth as the original, is because when you plug it in and everything, and you hook up the switch, it'll actually switch almost immediately back to the TV. But if you have it on there for a while, and like any other people, I usually live on a dock most of the times, and come back and you turn it on, the TV itself doesn't immediately recognize that it's actually activated, and it switches off to the HDMI 1 or 2. You need to essentially just take out the switch and put it back on, and the TV immediately recognizes it. not necessarily a bad thing, to be honest. Just an extra step, and for me, that's like I said, just a criticism, but not a big problem to where I need to, hate on this or anything like that. The really cool thing is it also has like these rubber mats on there to where the surface actually sticks on there. And the majority of obviously TV cabinets nowadays are usually made out of wood, glass, or even if metal. This thing actually just will stick on there. The cool thing about this is when you put it on, as you can tell, obviously there's a rubber mat right here too. You can prop it up as such, and it becomes like a flat surface on here, as you can tell. And the weight of the switch itself keeps it like that. So without actually having you touching or doing anything, this actually sticks like this, and it's pretty nice actually. Why did they do that? I have no idea. It's kind of a cool concept. I'll give them that much. Maybe it's for like air or something like that. I'm not sure honestly, because it does have actually vents on here, so I'm assuming it's probably for that. Interesting design. Not something I would have probably done. I could have probably done it. I could probably think of different ways of doing it. Maybe actually make like propped up legs on here so the air can actually escape. But hey, it works. And like I said, so far I've used it literally over a month right now. I haven't seen any issues so far, and it actually works pretty good. So I can't really complain about that. Now, let's go into the page where I found this. Let's see. Yep, there we go. As you can obviously tell right now, like I said, from the date that I purchased it, I have been using it for at least over a month. You can tell basically from the reviews and everything on there that it has like over 1,000 reviews, and it's still actually 4.5, which is excellent. You can tell basically from the options on there that it's giving you the button switch on there. And obviously it's just advertising the fact that it's lots more than the original, which is, I mean, not necessarily a big deal, because the original necessarily wasn't that bad because it's flat. And the quality on there. One thing about this though, it doesn't come with a power cord and a HDMI. Now, that's not necessarily not necessarily negative, because HDMI cords are readily found almost anywhere nowadays, and they're pretty cheap depending on how, where you want to get them, with what type. Not necessarily quality wise. There are actually plenty of different best qualities are very reasonably priced. And as far as the USB-C port for the power, again, that's something easily found nowadays, including with the brick or without the brick, and with the brick for it. If that's an issue, that there are actually plenty of other different products that you can get that includes both those items with it. For me, that didn't actually, that wasn't much of an issue. I have plenty of USB-C cords and plenty of HDMI cords. So with that, it became pretty easy for me to actually just hook up on there. As you can actually tell, I have a video on here on one of my travels. I was in a hotel room and I hooked it up, and it actually worked almost immediately. Well, actually, it actually worked pretty immediately. But yeah, I don't have a video on there to where basically I was explaining earlier that if you have it on and you turn it on, it doesn't immediately recognize on the TV right away. But this shows you essentially how easy it is just to hook up.
You guys are gonna have to forgive me for the camera quality and everything. Yeah, sorry, I just had to turn on the flash. But so this is essentially the field test, quote unquote, of this guy, the dock, for the switch. And as you can obviously tell, it works on the TV. So, yeah. Now what I like about this is that as soon as you turn it on, it actually turns it right back onto the TV too. So, and the best part about this is that, sorry, I'm actually at a hotel room. I'm at where I actually work, so yeah, you can actually angle this. Yeah, I like it. It actually works. As you can tell, obviously, the size on it is drastically a lot smaller for it. It's an aftermarket one. I've heard some of the stories that they might break it and something like that, but as far as I can tell, so far it's working. And especially for someone that travels a lot, this is perfect for me.
Okay, so as you can tell, obviously there, I plugged it in, I did everything on there, and as soon as I put it on, the TV immediately just activated and recognized the fact that I have an HDMI cord on there and an HDMI device, and immediately just switched to the TV. It works actually just as smooth as almost as smooth as the original one, like I said before. And honestly, for me, I haven't found any issue. Like I said earlier, I travel basically with this all the time. I also actually have two Nintendo Switch Pro controllers because a lot of times if I have a roommate and everything, and we're just kind of off work, we just honestly want to relax and just blow some steam, have some fun, whatever. I also actually travel with the Joy-Cons, so just in case if other coworkers are interested, they can come in. You can just play Mario Party, Smash Brothers, you name it. All those basic party games that the Nintendo Switch is usually famous for. I honestly love this product, so if you are interested, I'll leave the description. I'll leave a link in the description for this product. You're more than welcome to actually, obviously, research this product, or if you want to basically look up other different ones. There's actually plenty of ones. This one just seems to have caught my eye, and honestly, it's actually pretty good because there's a lot of indicators on there, as you can tell on the video. When it's turned on, the blue light on here turns on, and everything else. So there's actually a lot of good things about this that I like. If you guys have any questions, comments, please leave them on the comment section. I would love to actually read them. And if you like this video, please like, share, comment, and if you enjoy my content, subscribe. Or if you just enjoy listening to me stumbling through words. All right, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and live long, stay geeky.